I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. Welcome back, everybody. First up, a couple of recalls to make you aware of. A Walmart camping stove is being recalled, and owners are warned to immediately stop using it after 26 reports of explosions. The Ozark Trail tabletop one-burner butane camping stoves with model number BG2247A1 are the defective device. The model number is printed on a gray label on the inside of the fuel compartment. The camping stoves are dark green with an orange Ozark Trail logo printed on the front. Camp stoves were sold at Walmart stores nationwide and online at walmart.com from March 2023 through October 2025 for between $8 and $45. Consumers should immediately stop using the recalled stoves and return the product to any Walmart retail store for a full refund. And Thor Motor Coach is recalling over 6,000 motorhomes due to detaching solar panels. The recalled vehicles are Twist, Dazzle, Scope, Rise, Sanctuary, Tolaro, Sequence, and Freedom Elite vans with model years between 2022 and 2024. It's actually two separate recalls, one for bracket-mounted solar panels and one for adhesive-mounted solar panels. The brackets or adhesive may fail, allowing the solar panel to detach. The remedy is currently under development. Interim owner notification letters explaining the safety risk are expected to be mailed January 5th. Not all vehicles within the model year range are recalled. And just a reminder, I don't thoroughly cover RV recalls in these videos because there are many and often they affect only a few vehicles. I only usually bring them up when there's a large problem, and 6,000 plus motorhomes is a large problem. If you want to check any vehicle you own for recalls, put your VIN in at nhtsa.gov and it'll tell you if there are any, and get those recalls taken care of, folks. I know a lot of people just ignore them. Please don't. Oregon State Park System is still facing challenges. We've been talking about it all year. Last week, we reported on potential flexible pricing for campsites, raising rates during the busy season. And now we're learning of changes in camping rules that could boost the system's bottom line. Currently, anyone who cancels a state park campground reservation within 3 days of the reservation date gets a full refund. At busy parks, people grab spots when they become available up to 6 months in advance, and then they cancel them last minute, leaving many campsites open and unused on busy weekends. It's a tale as old as time. It's a problem that happens all over the country. We've seen various attempts at solving it, most of which have not been that effective. Oregon says that roughly 30% of Oregon State Park reservations end up being canceled. The proposed rule change would eliminate all refunds for no-show campers and would offer a tiered refund system for those who cancel their reservations in advance. The refund amount would be based on how soon a camper cancels before the reservation date and how long they've held onto the reservation. Specifics have not been released yet, but where this hasn't completely worked out in other states is that people who wait too long and will not get a refund, they just don't bother canceling at all. It encourages people to cancel early, which can help, but it also reduces cancellations toward the reservation date. This does seem to be the way most states are going, though, so maybe this has been the most effective thing that they've worked out. Personally, I think it's wild that anyone who no-shows without a call or some sort of contact ever gets a refund. And it's wild that many states will hold on to a site empty for days after a reservation was supposed to begin and not let anyone book it. Disabled veterans and foster families may see camping nights scaled back in Oregon as well. The state has a special access pass program that offers free camping to disabled veterans from any state, as well as Oregon foster families and adoptive foster families. Officials are looking to scale back how many camping nights and campsites are offered to recipients. Veterans currently get 10 free nights of camping per month, as well as free day use passes. The proposed change would cut that back to 10 free nights of camping per year with no free day use passes, and would limit the program to Oregon veterans only. Foster families currently get 14 free nights of camping per month at up to 2 campsites. That would be reduced to 10 free nights of camping per year at 1 campsite and would limit the offer to Oregon residents. The Special Access Program currently provides camping to 41,000 or so veterans and 652 foster families and 1,923 adoptive foster families, according to the agency, most of whom don't take full advantage of the benefits. The Oregon State Park System is not funded by taxpayers. Rather, it gets its income from entry and camping fees, concessionaire licenses, and lottery revenue. More in a moment, but first, this episode is sponsored by eTrailer. Ever feel like finding the right RV part is like searching for a needle in a haystack? Enter eTrailer.com. Whether you're puzzled about which product is right for you or how to install it, eTrailer has got you covered. Their US-based customer service is available by chat or phone 7 days a week, and with expert Q&As, helpful articles, and tons of reviews and install videos, you'll tackle any RV problem with confidence. eTrailer strives to get their hands on everything they sell, and their website is full of overviews, reviews, buying guides, and tutorials. And it's not just RV parts, it's towing and vehicle accessories, camping supplies, and more. Head to the link in the description and get free shipping on orders over $99. Well, you may have heard the U.S. Department of the Interior has announced a new digital pass program for national parks and other public lands, along with a new $250 a year pass for non-U.S. residents. The $80 annual pass will now only be allowed to be used by American citizens and permanent residents. Non-residents will also pay a $100 fee to enter 11 of the busiest national parks on top of the car entry fee if they don't have the $250 annual pass. I covered this story in depth over on our Parkography channel. I'll link to that video in the description, but there are still a lot of questions over how this will be implemented, and I'm going to do a full roundup, replacing the one I did a couple weeks ago, of how all the national park passes and public lands passes work in the coming weeks once we hear some more of the details and understand how this all actually works, because this will affect American citizens as well, because obviously you have to prove residency now. The digital annual pass is available now, meaning you can just buy a pass and use it on your phone. Physical passes will still be available, and digital passes can be linked to physical passes, though at this point you have to buy a new pass to do that, but hopefully in the future you'll be able to just take the physical pass you already have and link it to a digital one. Federal land managers say a new campground outside Capitol Reef National Park will help ease the strain of rising visitation in southern Utah. The Bureau of Land Management has approved the creation of the Bees Lewis Flat Campground, converting a heavily used dispersed camping area into a formal managed site less than a half a mile from Highway 24 between Torrey and the park entrance. The first phase will include 45 sites, a mix of RV spots, tent sites, and group sites. Amenities will be basic, including vault toilets, garbage bins, fire rings, and picnic tables. The agency says all facilities will be built to blend in with the surrounding landscape, and design work is set to begin this winter with construction planned for next year. Funding comes from the Utah Division of Outdoor Recreation and the Foundation for America's Public Lands. The Bureau of Land Management says the project is needed as visitation to Capitol Reef continues to grow. The park saw more than 1.4 million visitors last year, its highest ever, and is on track for another strong year in 2025. The new campground could eventually expand to as many as 95 sites, depending on future demand. Over the weekend, crews in Bellevue, Michigan battled a large fire at National RV Detroit along I-94. Everyone at the business was able to get out safely, according to police. The cause of the fire wasn't immediately known. National RV Detroit said in a social media post on Sunday, "As many of you are aware, we experienced a major fire at our dealership facility on Saturday evening. Everyone got out safe, and we are left to pick up the pieces and get things reorganized so that we can rebuild and move on. In the meantime, please do not bring any service units to our facility if you had an appointment. We will be contacting you in the next few days to make alternative arrangements. We are also determining which vehicles were affected by the fire, and will contact you when we have more information. Please bear with us and be patient as we go through this process. We will be back to serving you soon." Uber is teaming up with the nation's largest RV dealership chain, Camping World, to offer same-day on-demand delivery of RV gear and outdoor essentials just in time for the holiday season. The new partnership lets shoppers order products directly from hundreds of Camping World stores through the Uber, Uber Eats, and Postmates apps. For RVers, that means faster access to parts, accessories, camping gear, and last-minute supplies without needing to visit a dealership. Potentially handy option for travelers already on the road. Uber says the move is part of a broader push in retail delivery, expanding beyond food and groceries into outdoor gear and specialty items. The company says it wants to make popular brands easier to shop, quote, whenever customers need it. And finally, results for the RV Industry Association's October 2025 survey of manufacturers found the total RV shipments ended the month with 30,243 units, a 1.2% drop compared to October of 2024. To date, RV shipments are up 3.6% over 2024 despite the October drop. The more interesting thing to me is the mix of what units are being ordered by dealers. Travel trailers are down slightly on the year, motorhomes are up slightly, but fifth wheels are up 21% on the year, and truck campers nearly 27%. Last year, I heard from a few independent dealers that they just were not able to move fifth wheels, and it sounds like maybe that's changed a bit. And while motorhomes are up only about 3.5% on the year, in October, they jumped 12% over last October. It'll be interesting to see actual sales numbers finalized at the end of the year, but it would seem that this fall season, that even though the number of units being produced by the RV industry hasn't increased much, that maybe we're getting back to a more normal mix of products. Expensive rigs like motorhomes and fifth wheels have just not been doing well. That's it for this week's RV and Camping News Roundup. Thanks so much for being here. If you got something out of this episode, hit the like button. If you want more, like it, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.